Over the past 3 years, I've taken over 100,000 photos traveling the world, and I've built an audience of almost 300,000 people from my photos. But if I could go back and talk to my 17-year-old self, just picking up a camera for the first time, here are the tips that I'd give him. Okay, so the first tip is to bring your camera everywhere. When I was starting, I brought my camera literally everywhere. Every time I was hanging out with my friends, I brought my camera there, and it probably annoyed them honestly a little bit, but you learn how to shoot everything so quickly because you just bring it and you shoot everything. Okay, so the next tip is to experiment early. Try literally every type of photography: astrophotography, bird photography, car photography, portrait photography, literally everything, because you'll never know what type of photography you like unless you try it. So try everything, because imagine you do portrait photography for 4 years and you never knew that your true passion was astrophotography. You just gotta try everything at the start. Before you invest in all the special gear for the thing that you like, make sure you try absolutely everything. And kind of tying into that, don't box yourself in super early. Let yourself get more advanced in multiple types of photography. I'm personally guilty of this. I want to say like 6 to 8 months only shot night photography when I started to get really good at night photography, so I stuck only to night photography. And yeah, I can't believe I shot night photography only for like 8 months. But I'm happy I broke out of that, and now I shoot photography at all times of the day. But I still box myself in. I don't ever really take portraits of people, but maybe I really like portrait photography, but I wouldn't know because I don't really do it. But at the same time, it's good at some point to know what you like and create a style for yourself. Get super dialed in on one type of photography and just learn that strictly and buy all the gear for it. Because like landscape photography needs different lenses than portrait photography. Another tip is to focus on the art first. I see a lot of people posting about their journeys, and they post not the best photos and then they go viral for the wrong reason, and it just really sucks to see that. You don't want to attract a huge audience just because your photos suck. At the same time, it is good to document your journey, but don't put more focus into posting reels than getting better at taking photos. So the next tip is that you don't need a really expensive camera. You're probably not gonna listen to me because people told me this and I didn't listen. It's really not the camera, it's the artist. As long as you have a camera where you can change all the settings like the aperture, the ISO, and the shutter speed, obviously the newer your camera is the better, but it's not really a big deal. I learned this the hard way because I got the camera that all the photographers I looked up to used. And then I was like, wait, my photos are basically the exact same. And I was like, wow, it's really the person behind the camera and not the camera. Obviously there's advantages to better cameras, and if you're really serious about it, you gotta get a good camera, but probably the biggest difference between you and them is composition and editing, which ties into my next point, which is to learn Lightroom. There's other editing softwares, but I personally like Lightroom the best. I don't think any of the other ones really compete with it. Import your photos, put it to sliders, and learn what each individual slider does. Move it all the way to the right, all the way to the left, and see what changes that slider makes. Some advice that I got early on was to buy the presets of a photographer that you like, and you can basically reverse engineer their presets, see all the settings that they use, and think like, how did they get those colors? How did they get that soft effect? And see like what changes when you change the sliders. The next tip is that you don't need to go to photography school. I didn't go to photography school, but I did go to film school, and I thought when I went there I was gonna learn like all the secrets. But basically everything I learned about filmmaking, I already learned from like the first video when you look it up on YouTube. So go into YouTube, look up like photography tips, learn how to edit, how to edit in Lightroom, learn all that stuff. It's all there, like everything's on YouTube. The next tip is to go to photo walks or events. The way I met most of my photography friends was going to photo walks, and I even got some paid gigs. It's a great way to meet other photographers in your city and you can go shoot with them. But yeah, just go up to people and ask like, hey, what camera are you using? It's chill, everyone's there to go talk. I'm personally not like super extroverted, but you just go up, you ask what camera do you use, talk about the gear, what type of photos do you take, you get their Instagram, you can go shoot with them, whatever. But yeah, it's a great way to meet people. Final bit of advice is I'd say get obsessed with it. That's how you learn so quick, is just all the time you're bringing your camera everywhere and you're always thinking about how am I gonna get a cool photo, taking photos of everything that you see that's cool. That's the best way to do it. For the past 3 years, all I've been thinking about is photography. I haven't been able to enjoy one nice sunset without taking a photo of it. Yeah, I think it's just obsession, like just every day, all you think about is photography, photography, photography. That also applies to everything, like anything in life. If you just become obsessed with it, you're gonna get so good at it so quickly. If this was helpful, leave a like and subscribe. Comment down below what other types of videos you wanna see or any questions that you have, and I'll be happy to answer. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.